So you just recently went to Salesforce TDX24. Speaking of data, um, how was it? Tell me about it.
It's interesting. Salesforce has been around. They just had their 25th anniversary, and I was super excited to go to Salesforce Trailblazer DX. It's really a developers conference, but they had a lot of new announcements regarding data, specifically the data cloud, and some other tools, the data studio, which is the Einstein 1 studio, plus some developer tools. But I was really excited to see how they're actually handling data and how the data quality is maintained. If you kind of go back, since it's been 25 years, I just mentioned, they were one of the pioneers for SaaS solutions, and specifically the first one for CRM. But back when they came out, as far as 25 years ago, ERPs were really the system of record and the source of truth. So when I coming from the ERP world, we actually utilized modules, and a CRM was actually a module. So we were actually able to maintain the quality of data a lot easier. Now, today, data is a lot harder to maintain just because of the fact they're outside of the ERP systems. And so the data was really something I was looking to see how they were going to handle that.
Yeah, so I saw the public beta announcement for Salesforce Einstein, the Copilot. And they showed, and of course, for me, the CX perspective is what I'm paying attention to on the CRM side. And they had Turtle Bay as their customer use case, pulling data across different sources for data cloud, for personalization, case resolution, whatever. From a CX perspective, this kind of looks like the dream use case for generative AI. But is that the case? Is that I'm kind of thinking, some customer use cases are sort of like canned demos. Is this actually the way that it works for everybody?
Well, it's a great question. The one thing about Salesforce is so many great features and benefits, but it all hinges on the data utilization. And the data starts with the foundation layer, the anchor, which is going back to that ERP system. And the ERP system and other business applications feed data into something like Data Lake, or it's now Salesforce has their data cloud, which used to be their CDP. So if it's put together and the data is maintained properly and it's exactly how it's supposed to be, yes, it will work. But the problem is, how do you maintain and get that data exactly how it needs to be? So some of my discussions with the Salesforce executives, really the primary takeaway that I had was that the data quality, there's really some holes in it. And how do they maintain that data quality to have a process for data standardization? And that's where I felt was something that fell short. One of the things, I come from a world where we utilize Salesforce back at one of the companies I was with, and I've also talked to colleagues that are ex-marketing people as well. And when we look at the dashboards in Salesforce, it's all pulling data from an ERP system, other systems of record, et cetera, that is the source of truth. But when we look at these dashboards, they're half empty. And they're half empty because the data isn't set up right, or it's not pulling everything we need. There's different fields that are discrepancies. So it causes a problem. So going back to your Turtle Bay question, I think that they had it set up very well, and it was used in a way that they could be proactive and take advantage of the system how it was intended to be. Comes back to the data quality, though.
So they really need to have the whole people, process, technology all in a row for that to really work out the way it's supposed to be.
Correct. I think that one of the things that they've done well is they have a data management strategy, and when companies don't have one, they don't have a data gold standard set up within that organization, which feeds all the data from all the business elements, all the enterprise elements into one source of truth. Then they're lacking a complete strategy to handle their data. When it was back in the ERP days, all the data was contained in a more of a singular functionality. Now it's coming from so many different areas due to the different factors of business applications available. It's hard to maintain a data quality that everything matches up correctly.
Sounds to me like they could use your help to get from that data foundation to data gold standard for data cloud.
And I think that that's something that is really exciting for this year because most companies do not have an extensive data management strategy. They're looking at it, they have governance in place, and there's a lot of different standard data formats that they could use some help on. We're there to help out, show them what the standards need to be, the tools, the governance, and work with them on that.